Hey, who said Reeve couldn't get it like that? Who said I couldn't hit the club like that? Ooh, she melanated. Ooh, she melanated. Yeah, she melanated. Ooh, she melanated. You better.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Jaliyah. Today we are going to be talking about how to do a weekly budget. Guys, I know I look crazy because I'm in my closet area, but guys, I'm about to go in my office. I look super orange on the camera, so I had to go over here. I still do look orange, but I don't look as orange as I did before. But guys, a lot of you have been asking how do we do a weekly budget. It takes forever to do on live, so I'm not going to do it on live, but I'm going to be showing you guys an example of a client that I did, so I'm so excited for that. But before we start, guys, I want to show you my outfit from Create Yourself Fitness, which is my fitness brand, guys. Everything is going to be linked in my bio, but we're going to get straight into it, so I'll see you guys in 1 second. Okay guys, so first things first, you know we're going to need my planner, which is my 12-month budget planner. Is the planner we're going to be using today, along with my calculator and a pen for my collection, guys. Everything is from Jaliyah.Kreationz.com, so it's all linked in there, guys. But we're going to jump straight into it. We're going to be using one of my sample journals to create this budget. So first what we're going to do is, and I'm going to name this person Kalia. We're going to set up Kalia's budget and see what we have to work with to even set a goal here, guys. So we're going to fill that in. I hope you guys can see this okay. I tried to get this as focused as possible, but we should be good to go. Yep, there we go. So we're gonna name this person Kalia. Perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through and we're gonna figure out what Kalia's income is for the month. So Kalia says her income for the month is $3,800 after tax. So we have $3,800 that we are going to be working with today. So now we're going to go through, guys, and we're going to talk about our fixed expenses and our variable expenses. So just in case you're new to budgeting, guys, let's talk about the difference between a fixed and a variable expense. So a fixed expense, if this focus is here. Okay. So fixed expenses are those expenses that remain constant within your budget and is usually always the same every month. And then our variable are going to be our expenses that varies. They're not always the same. So groceries, eating out, personal care, gas, entertainment, all that good stuff. So we're going to go through and we're going to start with our fixed expenses. So for our fixed expenses here, we have a car payment, which is $500. And the due date for this is 12/27, and then we have meds for $30, and then we have gym membership for $120. So guys, usually I put gym memberships in a variable expense just because it's think of your fixed as you have to pay these no matter what. So we try to think about variable as the things that we need, but they're not always like, you can always cut those. So that's the difference between a fixed and a variable. So now we're going to go into our variables here. So we got gas for $280. Then we have nails for $100. A tutor for $480. All our credit card minimums equals $110. Eating out for $150. And then personal care for $250. Alright guys, I apologize. My tripod keeps falling over, but Kalia's budget goal here is she wants to move out by August and pay off debt. So this budget is currently, guys, going to be a December budget. We started this budget here in December. So now we're gonna do is we're gonna add up all Kalia's expenses and see what we get here. So we're gonna add up all our fixed. So 500 plus 30 plus 120 roughly puts our fixed expenses at a total of 650. This is what our fixed expenses are going to be at. So now we're gonna go to our variable, which is gas for 280, nails for 100, tutor for 480, credit card for 110, eating out for 150. Oopsie, I messed up, guys. Let me re-add up here. 280 plus 100 plus 480 plus 110 plus 150 plus 250 roughly puts our expenses at 1370. So let's add up and get our full total. So we're going to add our variable and our fixed together. So then we're going to get our total amount of expenses. So 1370 plus 650 puts our expenses at 2020. What a time to be alive. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our full income and get our cash surplus, which is, we're going to do 3,800, which is our full income. That's how we find our cash surplus minus our total of expenses. So 2020. So 3,800 minus 2020 gives us roughly 1780 left over, which is still a nice amount. But since Kalia has some goals that she wants to take care of, we're going to fix up her budget here to save some more money. So we're gonna go in, I'm gonna be using my blue pen to make some adjustments here. So Kalia said she wanted to have etc. budget. So she wants to add in a budget of $150 for just like some spending, which is okay, we'll put that in there. But she wants to cut some other things here to save some more money, guys. And think about, when we're budgeting, it's based off kind of what your preferences and what your money goals is. Yes, she has a nice cash surplus left over, but she wants to save some more. So she said she's willing to cut her eating out down by $50. So it's going to be $100 for her eating out. And then she said she wants to cut like personal care down to only $150. So boom, that way we're able to save some more money there. So now we're going to re-add up her expenses with those adjustments there. So guys, when we re-added up her variable, we only have 1370. So we have the same amount just because we cut, but we made room for some etc. So sometimes just making those adjustments, our cash surplus or our variable total may still be the same, but she moved things around. So she doesn't want to prioritize most of her money going to food anymore. She wants to have some money left over for some extra spending each month. And then she just wanted to bring her personal care down a little bit. So it did still put us at 1370. But she also mentioned that she was cutting her gym membership because she no longer uses it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 650, which is our total of fixed, and we're going to minus that by 120, which gives us a total of 530 left over. So we no longer have $650 left over for $650 for our total of a variables, or I mean fixed. We have 530. So we're gonna add 530 plus 1370. We're gonna re-add our expenses together now that we made those adjustments. So instead of totaling 2020 for our expenses each month, we now total 1900. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take 3,800 minus 1900. We made a small adjustment there, which is still progress. 3,800 minus 1900 roughly gives us 1900 left over. Boom. That is a nice cash surplus to have left over. Let me zoom in here. So guys, those are just some minor adjustments that we made to have a bigger cash surplus. Before we only had 1780 left over, but now we have 1990 or 1900. Oh my gosh, y'all, it's one of those nights. But we have 1900 left over, which is beautiful. So now guys, what we're gonna do is we are going to work on making a weekly budget now that we know we have left over, and we're gonna see what's going on with these credit cards. So guys, Kalia mentioned that she had 2 credit cards that she wanted to pay off. She had credit card number 1 that has a balance of $780. $828, and then she had a second credit card which had a balance of $828. So she wants to pay off both of these credit cards, and she wants to figure out how she can do this by using a weekly budget. So guys, what we're going to do here is we're going to use this notes page that I have in here, and we are going to make a weekly budget. So guys, what we do to create a weekly budget, we want to write down what months we're doing. So this is December to January. We want to write down the pay periods from the minute we get paid and what bills are due within the time frame that we get paid. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with the beginning of December 11th. Right now, she's currently at December 11th. This pay period, December 11th to the 17th. And we're going to go in and we're going to write down each beginning of the week, and I'll show you guys how we do this here. So hang on tight. So guys, what we did here is we wrote down each beginning and end of the week, so that way we know the beginning of the week and what week we're going to get paid and all that good stuff. So Kalia said that she has a $700 bonus coming here, and she usually doesn't get paid at this time frame, but her employer is giving her a $700 bonus. But she gets paid bi-weekly, a total of $1,900 for each check. So bi-weekly is going to be every other week. So I'm going to write down the week that she gets paid. So these are going to be the times that she gets paid, and she makes $1,900 every other week, but this was a bonus here. So guys, I'm going to grab some highlighters so we can so if we get confused here, we will be using my highlighters that are part of my brand. Everything is going to be linked on the bottom of my website, guys, if you do have any questions, or on the bottom of the video. So those are our highlighters here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through December 11th to the 17th, and we're going to see what expenses are due at this time. So she said she does have to do some shopping here for the holidays. So she has shopping that we need to include in this pay that we're going to have to use from this paycheck. So she has a shopping limit of $200 that's going to be due this week. She needs to fill up her gas tank. Her gas tank is roughly $70 for the week. So we're going to put $70 in here. And then we're going to go in and put nails for $75. She wants to get her nails done, which all of this is in her budget, guys. And then she said this week she only has to pay her tutor $30. So we're going to put tutor, and she's only paying him $30 for this week. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add up all our expenses and see what we get. So we have $200 for shopping, $70 for gas tank, $75 for nails, and $30 for tutor. So that roughly puts our total of expenses that we have to use this $700 bonus for. Our total of expenses will be $375. That's all we need to take out of this check for our total of expenses that are due. So she plans to go shopping. She plans to fill up her gas tank, get her nails done, and pay her tutor. So now what we're going to do, guys, we're going to find our cash surplus after we take care of our expenses, just like how we do on a monthly budget, but this time we're going to do it for a weekly. So we're going to take $700, which is our income. I'll write income up here just in case you guys get confused. So, and this is our expenses. So we're going to take 700 minus 375. So 700 minus 375 will roughly give us 325 left over that we get to put in our savings. So luckily she gets paid again the next week, guys, which is nice, but isn't always the case. But since she does have a bonus coming in, it brings her a little bit more money that she has to save till she gets paid again. So starting the week of December 18th to the 24th, she has some fixed expenses coming out. She has a car payment that's coming out. You want to go through and you want to figure out what expenses are due within this time frame that you get paid. She has a car payment, and then she needs to fill up her tank here for $40. She knows for sure she's going to have to fill up her tank. She wants to spend some of her personal care. She needs to re-up on personal care, whether this be hair, shampoo, products, all that good stuff, household stuff, detergent. She's going to spend $100 on that. And then she has a tutor. Again, she pays her tutor weekly, and she's going to owe her tutor $30. And let me zoom in, guys, so you can see this a little bit better. So we have a car payment, gas, personal care, and a tutor that's due within this time frame. We did make $1,900 this week, so this is the income that we have to work with. So we have our fixed expenses here that she has to pay off. Her fixed expense are going to total. We're going to total these all together here. Let's see what she has for her total of expenses for this week. So how we're going to get this number, we're going to add all these up here. So we have a car payment for $500. And then let me try to close this off so it doesn't get in the way. So I have a car payment for $500, gas for $40, personal care for $100, and then a tutor for $30. So that roughly puts our total of expenses. Sorry guys, the only fixed one on here is going to be the car payment, but she decided to squeeze in some of her variables here. So the total of expenses for this week will roughly be $670. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see how much money we have left over after we take care of our expenses. So we're going to take our full income, which is $1,900 minus $670. So $1,900 minus $670 is roughly $1,230 left over. So at this point, she decided she wants to pay off one of her credit cards. So if I'm not mistaken, guys, she wants to pull off one of her credit cards, and we're going to go back and see what credit card balance she had here. So guys, one of her credit card minimums was due this week, which was the $828. Instead of just paying the minimum, she wants to go ahead and pay that off with the $1,230 that she has left over. So guys, what we're going to do here is we're going to take $1,230 from what she has left over, and she's going to pay off her credit card that had a balance of $828. She just wants to get that over with. She doesn't want to pay the minimum. She just wants to pay that off. So we're going to put pay off credit card. So we're going to do $1,230 minus $828. So $1,230 minus $828 will roughly give us $402 left over to put in our savings. Boom. So we have $402 that we get to put in our savings after we paid off our credit card. So boom, we hit a milestone. We used some of our cash surplus, and we focused on getting a credit card paid off here. So as you can see, guys, we paid off a credit card with the money we have left over, and now we get to put $402 in our savings. So guys, this is when it gets complicated for some of you guys that are paid bi-weekly. So the next week comes is the 25th through the 31st. She does not have any income coming in. So what we have to do is we might have to take from our savings, which was $402. Take from savings as needed. So she gonna have to go ahead and take from her savings as needed, because between the 25th and the 31st she doesn't have any fixed expenses that are due, but she needs to fill up her gas tank, which is $70. And then she also needs to get some more personal care stuff that she has to re-up on, which is $50. So her total of expenses that she will be totaled to, let's do 70 plus 50. Oopsie, hold on guys. 70 plus 50 will roughly give us $120 that she needs for expenses. So she does have some layover from her last check, or some rollover. Remember before, guys, she had $402 left in her savings here. She may need to use that for the week that she doesn't get paid to handle some of her expenses. So we plan on potentially having to pull from her savings because she still has expenses that are due that won't be covered with income that she's making within that week. So January 1st to the 7th, she does get paid again, and she has $1,900 in this check. So what's due between this $1,900 here, she still does have that gym membership. She said she's not going to cancel it till January, so this will be her last gym payment here, which has a balance of $129 that she has to pay. And then she also needs to fill up her gas tank. So she has to fill up her gas tank for $70 here. So let's see what her total of expenses are. Her total of expenses for this week would be, let's see here. See, we're going to do expense. So 129 plus 70 totals her at $199 in expenses for this time frame. So now, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to find our cash surplus, which is the money we have left over after we take care of our expenses. So we're going to take this $1,900, and then we'll write income in here just in case if you guys get confused. $1,900 minus $199. Let's see how much we get left over there. So $1,900 minus $199 is roughly $1,701 left over. So $1,701 is what she has left over here. So she did mention that the week of January 14th or 13th to the 15th, she will be going on a trip here. So during this time frame, she'll be taking a trip. So she wants to take her cash surplus, which is $1,701, the money she has left over after she takes care of her expenses. She wants to put $450 of that towards a trip. So guys, what we're going to do here is we're going to take $1,701, which is the money she has left over, $1,701, and minus that by $450, and this is going to be budget for trip. I hope you guys can read this. I know I'm writing super small. So $450 is the budget she has here for her trip. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what our total is, $1,701 minus $450, and now we're going to find that cash surplus. So she's already planning for that trip. We'll give her roughly $1,251 left over to put in her savings. So let me zoom in, guys, so you can see what we did here, because I know it's a lot. So her income that she had was $1,900. We took her expenses. Her total of expenses only equaled $199. So we minus that and got a cash surplus of $1,701. So now she mentioned she had a trip coming up here, and her budget for the trip was $470. So we took the cash surplus, which is the money we have left over after we take care of our expenses, and we took $450 of that to put towards our trip. Now she has $1,251 left over. So at this pace, in this case, she actually wants to pay off her second credit card. She doesn't want to do a credit card minimum. She wants to knock off her credit card, so she's no longer worrying about those. So we're going to take this $1,251, the money we have left over, and then we're going to put pay off credit card. So we're going to take the $1,251, which is the balance she has after she takes care of her expenses. We're going to take $1,251 and minus it by her total credit card balance, the credit card that she's paying off, which had a balance of $728. So we're going to do $1,251 minus $728, which roughly gives us a $523 left over. So she's going to be able to put $523 in her savings. Boom. So you guys get what we did here. So for the week of January 1st to the 7th, we paid our gym membership, we filled up our tank. So that put our expenses at a total of $199. And then what we decided to do here, guys, we decided, ew, my nails look so gross. Okay, so we decided to use our income, which we got paid $1,900, and we minus our $1,900 minus our total of expenses, which gave us $1,701. She said she had to go on a trip here between January 15th or 13th to the 15th. So what we did here is we took $1,701 minus $450, which was her budget for the trip. She had $1,251 left over. So we did with that $1,251, she decided she wanted to pay off one of her credit cards, or her second credit card, which had a balance of $728. So after we took that $728 and minused it, we have $523 to stretch us until we get paid again, which she wants to put all in her savings. Boom. So now, guys, the next week comes up, January 8th to the 14th. She's on this trip, and her budget that she has for her trip, we're just gonna remind her here, is $450 for trip. That was already in the budget. We already planned that, so she doesn't have to worry about that. But let's talk about when she gets home for the trip. So she gets no payday this week. So we're just gonna write that down. She's not getting paid again this week. So when she comes back on January 15th to the 21st, she has a car payment for $500. Her car payment's due again. And then she has gas for $70. And she also mentioned with this check, she wants to pay off her medical bills, which was in collection. So she has med bills for $480. She wants to get those taken care of with this check. So now what we're going to do here, guys, we're going to total up her amount of expenses. So we're going to do 500 plus 70 plus 480, which will roughly total our expenses, our total of expenses for this week or pay period would be $1050. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to do 1900 minus 1050, which gives us roughly $850 left over that she's going to put in her savings. Boom. There you have it, guys. That is how we create a weekly budget. So I know this example may be a little bit harder for some of you guys if you pay like for groceries. In this case, Kalia is not paying for groceries. She lives at home, but this is still a good weekly budget, and it's a perfect example on how to do a weekly budget. So guys, what we did here is we basically took all of her expenses and we planned them. So we planned when she was gonna go shopping. We planned when she was gonna fill up her gas tank. We planned when she was gonna get her nails done, when these car payments and bills are coming through. So if you have other bills like credit card payments, you want to be going in and writing down which check you're going to use to supply those needs there. So that's how we do a weekly budget, guys. Let me know if you have any other questions or concerns. But as you can see, we have been sticking to our budget here. She's been sticking to our budget based off the expenses she wrote here, and she does still have some wiggle room. Her goal was to spend $280 on gas, $100 on nails, tutor, credit cards, and all that good stuff. But her first goal was to be debt free and pay off those credit cards. She no longer wants to deal with those. So now that those credit cards are paid off, she doesn't have $110 that she has to pay any more on credit card minimum. So what she's going to do here is that $1,900 was her cash surplus that she had left over after she took care of bills each month. She's going to add this $1,900 plus $110 because credit cards are no longer in the budget, which is going to be $2,000. is going to be her new cash surplus for the money she has left over after she takes care of her expenses. So guys, now that we no longer have to pay that credit card, she has 2010. So her goal is to move out by August. It is currently December when she's making this budget. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August is roughly 8 months. So we're going to do 2010 times 8 months. She would roughly have 16K saved up if she sticks to this budget for the next 8 months by August. So I think overall that looks good, guys, but that is how you create a weekly budget. So once again, guys, let me know if you have any other questions or concerns, but this is how you do a weekly budget. Thank you guys for sticking around. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on all my platforms, guys. Everything, guys, that we talked about will be linked below. The planner. Ooh, I look so orange. Hold on, guys. Okay, that's a little bit better. So guys, everything we talked about will be linked below in my bio. The planner is available on Jaliyah.Kreationz.com if you'd like to get your planner today, guys. But that is how you create a weekly budget. Please let me know what other type of content you guys would like to see from me. But make sure you subscribe and follow me on all my social platforms. I will list them over here on the screen. But good night, guys. Have a great night. I cannot wait for you guys to see this.